On today's episode of CedarSpringsTV Live, we'll dive into the excitement surrounding our new athletic conference, the River Cities Alliance. Discover how this collaboration is set to enhance local sports scene and bring our communities closer together.
Then, we'll explore the inspiring journey of progress over perfection. Meet the individuals who are embracing the philosophy of making small strides every day and proving that the path to self-improvement is paved with patience and perseverance.
And finally, concerns are growing at Cedar Springs High School's overall decline in school spirit. Attendance at events is down and enthusiasm for activities is varying. Efforts are underway to revive spirit and boost community pride. Stay with us for these stories. More right here on CedarSpringsTV Live. Good morning, my name is Grant Payne.
And my name is Connor Hansen. We're talking to you live from Cedar Springs TV. We're going to talk to you about the new conference, Progress Not Perfection. We'll hit up Lyndon for some sports knowledge, see Jackson about some school spirit. We'll finish off with Kane for some weather.
It seems like as a school we want common opponents and rivalries that don't switch conferences every 4 years.
You're reading too fast. I agree. The OK conference is just too big. There are too many teams to keep rivalries alive. That is why we are switching conferences. One of our groups here at Cedar Springs TV did some research on that. Let's check it out.
You know, obviously with the OK Conference being, close to 50 schools, it's one of those things where they do the rotations every 4 years, and Cedar Springs kind of just felt that, over the past, 4 or 5 rotations, we've just been moved to division to division to division. We haven't had very many common opponents over that course of time, and it's one of those things where we just are looking for some really rivalries from a lot of the more local schools. That was the main reason for the push to go to the RCA conference for Cedar Springs.
I like the new conference. I think it's fair, and it's very all the teams are pretty evenly matched across most sports. So I think it'll be good, and I think it will impact our school. I think it will boost morale a little bit because it's a new thing, right? Everyone can kind of get behind it, and it's just going to be a good thing all around for everybody.
How much impact it will have for athletes at Cedar Springs, but I feel like right now we have about, I think it's like 48% of our students participate in a sport. And obviously my biggest thing, also being in charge with the clubs here at the school, is we want every single kid to be involved with something. Whether that is an extracurricular activity such as athletics, band, drama, theater, or one of our clubs that we offer. We want every single kid involved in something, and especially some of our best athletes need to be involved in multiple sports, 2, 3 sports for some of our better athletes. But as an overall number, I don't know if it will change that much. I hope it does. I hope it always increases year after year. But the change of the conference, I don't know if we'll have that much impact on it.
I think the new conference will be pretty even. Pretty good match teams playing each other. I think it'll be better than playing random teams. I think this could help us a lot, and we could really benefit with playing these closer teams to us.
I think it's going to be great competition. I mean, all of our communities are very similar. The other 6 schools and ourselves, very hardworking, blue-collar communities. I think it's one of those things where, I truly feel like every single athletic team has a chance to compete now. I think that would be really huge. But like I said, I think competition, there'll be some schools that are really good in some sports, and some other schools really good at other sports. But at the same time, I think overall the competition will be really good.
I think it will impact me well, just because I feel like it'd make the games more fun, because obviously we're going to probably win more games across all sports, and I feel like it'll be interesting seeing how my peers react to it, just because we're playing a lot of new teams, so it's just going to be different.
I think for Cedar Springs, I mean, obviously each school has some interesting facts about them, but I think, some of our older rivalries are now back in our conference. When you think of Greenville, when you think of Sparta, a lot of our kids who are going through school here now, their parents, I mean, that was the big rivalry with those, was with those two schools. So I think that's an exciting factor for me, you know, as the athletic director, is to get those rivalries back, along with, you know, the Lowell rivalry, you know, developing rivalries with Allendale and Coopersville. I think it's going to be a fun time over the next, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. Obviously, you know, we may get some more teams or more schools to move into the conference. That's always exciting as well. But I think just the biggest exciting thing for me is just the rivalries with Sparta and Greenville.
As a Cedar Springs varsity wrestler, it would be way tougher going against state-ranked teams like Lowell, Greenville, and Allendale. This will probably be the hardest conference in the state.
See, Grant, I disagree. As a varsity soccer player, I feel as if this would be really easy. Only real challenge being Allendale.
Well, Connor, also the travel will be not as far, meaning we won't need to get out of school early for away games.
That's the best part, Grant.
Okay, we'll be right back with you after this commercial break.
Do you hate putting your phone in the phone garage? If you're a student like me who wants an easy solution that is sure to fool all teachers, then you need the Fake Phone 500. The Fake Phone 500 is a perfect disguise. You can barely tell the difference. Another plus is that it will never turn on. You can be a proud owner of the Fake Phone 500 for only $13.99. Go get yours now.
Don't act like you don't know me. These hands deserve a trophy. Maybe it ain't no mystery. Got the best BBL in history. This cake will make you show up. I know you've seen this glow up. As BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Oh, BBL Drizzy.
The power of AirPods.
So 16. Why couldn't I figure this out in the first place? There. Now I should get a better grade.
How in the world is this kid starting to get questions right?
Oh, sweet. Let's see what I got. I got him right?
How do you start getting questions right?
Oh, about that.
Been using photo math. Photo math.
Are you struggling with math like me? What's this one? Even this is a week ago. Look no further than photo math for all of your educational needs. Your photo math gives you all of the answers you need. If your teacher doesn't explain it right, then photo math gives all of the answers at the right time, and it goes through step by step so your teacher will never catch you.
Hey, you gotta get up. No sleeping in class.
If only there was a way for me to trick my teachers. Introducing the new sleeping mask. It can trick any of your teachers. If you use the mask, it can fool anyone. I got mine, custom made. It's super comfortable and it gets the job done.
Buy this new and improved sleep mask at custommask.com or dial 1-800-574-MASK. This product is made of 100% polyester. If you experience any rashes or other allergic reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Do not use if you are pregnant or elderly with the risk of falling.
Welcome back. One of the hardest things for students to realize is that progress can be more important than perfection. Grant, do you think progress or perfection is more important?
Well, Connor, personally, I think perfection is more important than progress because perfection is key to being the best you can be as a student and an athlete. We need to be perfect.
See, I disagree. Progress is way more important in everything that I do in all aspects of my life, including sports.
Well, here at CedarSpringsTV, our team interviewed our staff and students to find out their opinions.
My name's Vinny. I'm with CSTV, and today we're interviewing teachers and students about their take on progress over perfection.
Progress is important to me because it shows that you are committed to the final project. It shows that you're building towards something that can improve your future.
Progress to me is exactly what we do every day in every aspect, job, life, activities.
Progress is important to me because in sports like wrestling, you got if you want to achieve your goals and like make it to like regionals or states, you know, you got to have progress. You got to put in the work. You got to practice. And soon that progress will pay off if you practice and put in the work.
Progress is taking the time to get better instead of just being better instantly.
What is progress to me? Showing up every day, being on time, putting your foot to the grindstone, even when things seem impossible.
Progression is always first and foremost in my mind, but knowing that the goal is perfection. So I don't say that I have one over the other. I'm always striving for what's perfect, but I know that it takes steps to get there.
Progress in a classroom, say you get D on a test, you know, you gotta study, you wanna retake the test, you gotta study, you gotta put in the work, you gotta listen, pay attention to class, you retake the test, if you get a better score, it's progress.
The idea of perfection is not bad, but when people think that they can be perfect is when it could be detrimental to yourself.
Perfection is bad because you can't idolize being perfect. Idolizing being perfect is a really difficult thing to do because you can't strive, you don't know what perfection is.
I see progression in the classroom when I get better grades. Because back in the day, you know, Lil Dane, you feel me? He would get about 60s on tests, but now Big Dane gets about like 85. You know what I'm saying? So that's progression.
I see it how like for example, if you get like a 60 on a test, and then you study your butt off for that next one. And maybe even if you get that 62% or maybe that 78%, that's still progress. You know, you're making tiny or even big progress. I think they strive for perfection is because they have a lot of pressure put on by them. I mean, by parents, by teachers, by the academics.
That was some takes on some teachers and students about progress over perfection. I'm Aiden Birdie, back to the desk.
It seems as if all of the staff interviewed agree that progress is more important than perfection. What are your thoughts on this, Grant?
Well, Connor, after that inspiring video, I'm now leaning more towards the mindset that progress is more important than perfection.
That shows some real progress, Grant.
I think it's time for you to meet with Lyndon to learn about sports.
Good morning, Cedar Springs Redhawks. My name is Lyndon Majorzak, bringing you the latest of our sports action from last week and look ahead into this week as well as some spring wrap-up for sports. Let's jump right into the action. Starting with the girls' soccer team, they had a great game but unfortunately lost to East Grand Rapids 3-0 to finish off the season. They showed great pride and determination to try and win the game. They did this with excellence in teamwork and skill out on the field. Props to every one of the girls for their hard work and determination over the season. Next is the track and field team. Overall, they finished their season on May 14th. However, there were some events such as the MHSAA regional event on May 17th and the distance night versus Ottawa Hills on May 25th. Great job, track team. And now we'll highlight some students here at Cedar who went on to punch a ticket at the state final. Taylor Diamond for long jump, pole vault, and 100-meter hurdles. Ethan Tervine for long jump. Hudson Pant for shot put. Dylan LaFonsi for long jump. Congrats to all of you for making it to state, and we're proud of all your hard work. Then we got boys baseball. Baseball had districts on Saturday versus Rockford, and unfortunately they lost 10-0. It was an unfortunate loss to finish off the season. They worked really hard and pushed all the way to the end. Finally, we have girls softball who went on for their first district game versus Northview 2-0. They then on Saturday went to play Greenville and won their game against Greenville 6-1. After that game, they went to play district finals against Rockford, but unfortunately they lost 4-1. But they worked really hard to get there, and congratulations for making it this far. And now we'll cut to, and now Jacob for some fall sports next year.
Thank you, Lyndon. Good morning. I'm Jacob Verschuren reporting live for CSTV with a preview of this season's upcoming fall sports for high school. As students return to campus, there's a palpable excitement for the variety of athletic competitions ahead. First, let's talk about cross country. Runners will be preparing all summer for the challenging courses that lie ahead. With the first major meet starting in September, expectations are high. Coaches are optimistic and standout athletes are poised to make a significant impact. In volleyball, both varsity and junior varsity teams are eager to get their season underway. The Cedar Springs Red Hawks, coming off a successful season last year, will be working hard in practice and are determined to dominate the court next fall. Their first home game will be sure to expect to draw a big crowd. It's shaping up to be an exhilarating fall sports season for our high school. We'll keep you updated with all the scores, highlights, and standout moments. Reporting live, I'm Jacob Verschuren for CSTV. Back to the sports desk.
Thank you, Jacob. And it sure has been an exciting couple weeks for athletic fans here at Cedar Springs. Keep up the hard work, Red Hawks, and back to you, Connor and Grant.
Hey, Lyndon. I'm sure excited about sports coming back at the start of the school year. I can't wait to get back on the soccer field. Grant, you have to be looking forward to putting the footballs at pads.
Absolutely. I have some high hopes for a season this fall. There will be definitely some long bus rides, but they'll be worth it, especially with great school spirit in those bleachers.
Actually, I think over the years, Cedar has been decreasing in school spirit, but we're going to learn how we can increase our school spirit more with Jackson.
Hello, I'm Jackson Gross here at Cedar Springs High School to talk to some teachers and students about school spirit, asking questions like, do you think school spirit has gone down over the years? Why should students have school spirit? And more on Cedar Springs TV.
I absolutely think school spirit has gone down over the past few years. I think there's a multitude of reasons, but realistically, I don't think those reasons matter a lot because it comes down to personal decisions and personal choices. We can blame COVID, we can blame lack of success on certain things, whatever. We can blame social media, but it all comes down to personal choices and people just becoming apathetic towards everything around them.
I do think school spirit has gone down over the years, and I think that's partially responsible. I think COVID had a really big factor in that, but I also think we're living in a generation that is very connected all the time, so we don't find the need to come together at sporting events or after school activities as much. When I was in high school, cell phones were just coming out, and it was still common for us to all go hang out. School was a safe place for our parents just to ditch us, if you will. But the schools did a really good job of, for $5 you could purchase a t-shirt for the Hawks Nest, go to basketball games, or go to volleyball or any other sporting event other than just our football games. We had a pep band that would always play at basketball games, and the stands were full. But today you go out there and even fan-wise, there's not a lot of fans out there. We just live in a really connected world, and I think social media has played a very large impact in that. So, having more merchandise that students can purchase, having hats, we had hard hats. I remember my senior year that said Hawks Nest on them. Just fun, goofy things to get kids involved and to buy into school spirit in a sense. And again, school's a safe place for school or kids to come hang out and be part of the community.
I think spirit days are fun, exciting, get to know different people because you move to different classes.
My thoughts on spirit days, I think they're educational, but some things are just a little unnecessary.
I also think spirit days are very exciting and very fun because you get to hang out with a whole bunch of your friends.
I think you should undoubtedly try to improve school spirit because I think that's reflected upon the culture and the society of the school. And people around you. I think everybody wants to be in a fun, encouraging, welcoming environment that believes in a lot of things. Ways to encourage it, I don't really know the answer to that question. I think if I did, it'd be $1 million answer. I think it's just trying to constantly encourage kids to take pride in what they do and to be proud of where they come from and the situation around them rather than using those places as excuses to disconnect from things, so to speak.
I think we can improve school spirit in a lot of ways. I really think, as I mentioned, merchandise is a big one. Keeping it cost effective where really no one's making any money, just so that, you know, if it costs $5 to make the shirt, then the school charges $5 just to kind of reimburse that account, if you will. But having that merchandise available to students and staff to bring them into sporting events and get them there, potentially have some type of point system at the end of the year that measures school spirit, if you will, is a idea. But just getting people there, and I think merchandise would be a big part of that.
I would like to have more of those field days, kind of, are outside. You're outside, you're hanging out with people, getting that stored energy out.
I would like to do more of the college campaigns because it kind of gives me an idea of what's next after high school.
Yes, I do like having spirit days because it gives me gives me a break from the normal school schedule.
Because you get out of class and you can hang out with your buddies all day long.
This is Jackson Gross, signing off.
It seems like Cedar needs to get in the merch program to raise school spirit.
We also need a crowd at every school sport, not just football. Don't you agree, Grant?
I agree. I would love if I had a huge crowd to watch me wrestle. It would be way more enjoyable.
Speaking of something more enjoyable, let's go over to Kane and learn about some weather that'll be coming up.
Good morning, Redhawks. Let's take a look at the weather that you can kick off your summer break with. Current temperatures in Grand Rapids are 57, and on the coastline, it's ranging from low to mid 60s. Now let's take a look at the radar. Overcast is surrounding the whole state with some scattered storms towards the northern part of the lower peninsula and the upper peninsula. And 7-day forecast, the high for Friday today is 69 and the low is 63. Towards the weekend, we're still seeing those milder temperatures with storms on Saturday. Then towards the end half of next week, we'll get to see those higher summer temperatures that you are used to. Let's go back to the anchors.
It seems like this summer will be full of beautiful weather.
It's a great day to be a Red Hawk, and have a great summer, Cedar.